What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I want to cover. I know a lot of people are talking about what happened at the Olympics today, and I probably have already released that video. Just a disgrace for everyone involved, of course, but lost in the kind of the dust settling of everything is a high schooler who was left paralyzed and with brain damage because of wokeness, because a biological male was allowed to compete, and now they have forever lifelong injuries, and it's just sad. This is the fault of third wave feminism and weak men and weak women. Women allowed this to happen. Women told men to stay out of their way and stay out of their spaces when we said that this stuff was weird. Far left, ideologues push their way in, and now this is a problem that only women's solidarity can fix. Men can't fix this for you, and I can cover it, and I can empathize, but women have to be the ones to fix this because nobody cares what men have to say about it. This is a volleyball player who is just 17, left paralyzed with brain damage after a biological male opponent who cackled with delight after knocking her to the ground. I don't understand how this is progress. It is not progress. This is not progressive. This is not woke. This is nonsense. Now, in this particular case, having a volleyball spiked on your head at 70 miles an hour might have hurt a man just as easily as a woman. But we also know that this biological man, we know that 100%. There's a 100% chance that if this biological man was not allowed to compete against biological women, this woman would not have brain damage and she would not be paralyzed. Her life would not be ruined. Her dreams of getting a college scholarship for volleyball would not have been snuffed out by a biological man, okay? An Olympic volleyball player is left partially paralyzed by a trans opponent, has slammed the Olympics over its boxing controversy. Peyton McNabb was 17 when a ball spiked by a trans opponent with force struck her in the face, threw her to the ground, and shut off her consciousness. The 5'11" trans player cackled in delight, Miss McNabb said, after sending her to the floor, as did players on the opposite team. By the way, if you're on this other team, you're a coward. Absolutely pathetic behavior from the other women who allow a biological man to be on their team. They should all be in solidarity, taking a knee and not playing these games, not participating in this nonsense, not participating in this delusion that they're on a fair playing field. There's no reason that a biological man who identifies as a biological woman can't play sports with biological men. The reason they don't is because they don't want to. They don't do that because they want to take spots from women. They don't do that because, in my opinion, they get off on it. She told Daily Mail, Daily Mail that it was disgusting that two boxers who failed their gender test have been cleared to fight other women in the games at Paris. She fears women could suffer injuries worse than hers. I'm not going to play the video. It's brutal. It's bad. She said there is a biological difference between the two, trans women and women. There's a difference in sports because of this in the first place. Look, I don't know why the Olympics is running any kind of weird gender tests. It's pretty clear. Just look at the birth certificate. In the case of this one individual, by the way, in the Olympics, people are saying, oh, well, they're not trans. They were like born with both or something like that. Look, testosterone has been pumping through that person who identifies as female for their entire life. Just take one look at their upper body. No woman is built like that. Very few women are built like that. And it's just a disgrace that they're so worried about offending three people in the planet that they will allow these women to be put in harm's way. I mean, we've had a woman paralyzed. We've had a woman have her skull fractured from Fallon Fox, I believe that person's name with. What is it going to take? Is it going to take somebody literally not surviving, literally having like life, not just a lifelong injury, but somebody like dying in the ring. Is that what these weirdos are waiting for? Because they can't say something extraordinarily basic. She said there's a biological difference between the two. It's dangerous to have them competing against each other. It's just not okay. I'm disgusted by this personally. It's morally evil and wrong. She said these women have worked hard and trained tirelessly to get all the way to the Olympics, and so they can get punched in the face by a dude. Based? Hey, Peyton McNabb. Anytime Peyton wants to come on my show and talk about this stuff, you're welcome to come on, Peyton. It used to be illegal for men to do this, and now we're putting it on TV and watching it. It's such a weird reality that we're living in right now. Well, yeah. I mean, right? The North Carolina native was struck in the face by a ball traveling 70 miles an hour while in a match in September back in 2022. McNabb, who is now 19, knows all too well the physical and balance advantage that biological males possess. The ball had been hit by a tall, thin, biological male who towered over female teammates on both sides and in the opposition. Miss McNabb was knocked unconscious for 30 seconds on the floor with her arms locked up tight in the fencing position. That's what happens when you get brain damage. Doctors diagnosed her with a traumatic brain injury, concussion, partial paralysis on her right side, whiplash, and vision problems, which she is still dealing with today, almost 2 years later. Now, a communication student at Western University, Miss McNabb said that she continues to struggle to move the right side of her body, leading to her regularly losing balance and suffering from falls. Her mental acuity is also damaged, with Miss McNabb requiring hours of extra tutoring every month and extra time during tests because of the damage. She has struggled with much worse vision, anxiety, and depression, and fights to recover from her injuries. Where are feminists to help this woman out? By the by, where are the feminists, to help her out? Sure would be nice to see that, right? Sure would be nice to see women coming together to support her. The student who played volleyball, softball, and basketball has also had her sporting career cut short at the beginning, saying she can no longer play in the way she knows she used to. Experts say that there's a risk of injuries like concussion from playing volleyball, regardless of the gender of players. Sure, fine. But we do know that day, this young girl would not have been injured if it was another biological woman playing. We know this. Women struck by balls hit by biological men report that they are traveling faster and with more force than anything they have ever previously experienced because they're dudes. Studies have also shown that biological male players in women's sports retain a biological advantage over their female opponents even years after their transition began. A major review carried out last year found that early exposure to testosterone in trans women means they possess at least 8 physical and mental attributes that could give them advantages in sports. Trans women were shown to have greater muscle mass, bone density, and as well as bigger lungs, higher oxygen levels in the blood, increased connections in the area of their brains responsible for spatial awareness. And a British study from 2021 involving 46 biological men found they retained a push-up and sit-up advantage over biological women up to 2 years after starting feminizing hormones, and it also showed they have a speed advantage while running. Well, yeah, no kidding. I mean, they're biological men. You can't just erase having 20 years of testosterone coursing through your veins. That's not how this works. Concerns were raised over trans athletes being included in women's boxing at the Olympics after a video showed of a biological man crushing a biological woman. I mean, it hurt a lot. I've never felt anything like that. Thank God I got out of the ring safely. She's also since revealed pictures online showing serious bruises on their face following the match. Khalif has claimed online that they've been excluded from matches because of a conspiracy to prevent Algeria winning a gold medal. We are so far past common sense that it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's extremely, extremely frustrating that we can't all just point at this and say, yeah, this ain't okay. This isn't okay. It's not right. I don't hate you because you were born with both chromosomes, or I don't hate you because of this, that, or the other thing. You just can't pummel other women. It's a very, very reasonable thing that 99.99999% of people would agree with zero questions asked. None. Everyone agrees with this statement. Everybody. But for whatever reason, we have to see, we have to have case after case after case after case of this, right? Of people who just don't care. Who don't want any reality. They don't want any kind of pushback, anything like that. They just want, ultimately, they want to push their ideology. They don't care who gets hurt because they themselves are hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. If you ever heard of that saying, and it's never been more true than when you look at the type of people that think this kind of garbage is okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.